oxfordshire again, and today, guys, I'm here to do another anime review, and the review is to Tales of Zestiria, episode 9, guys. So let's get into it. So, guys, in this episode of Tales of Zestiria, it mostly focuses on one character, but we got an introduction of this character. But we also, technically, we got introduced to two characters, but this episode focused on this specific one character. Now, for the specific, let me tell you the names of the characters I got introduced in. In this episode, we got introduced to a male character called, I think, Zeste. I think it's his name. Zestiria. I think it's Zestiria. And the main and a girl character known as Ender, I think it's her surname as well. So I think Ender, I'm gonna call it. And that's the character we Ender is the character we focus on this episode. Now these two first up both Zender and Zestain and Ender, they're both Seraphim. They're both Seraphim, and they both have, of course, have secret relics to take it. I take it her cigarette must do something with her umbrella. I have seen an anime a lot, and I really know even umbrellas can become weapons. So I feel like her secret weapon must be a umbrella or a parasol. How do you call it? I don't know, but I think possibly it's parasol. Possibly parasol, but still technically her umbrella is still. I think that's her weapon. And for Zestan, he has. His weapon is, of course, a gun, which is a gun, which I'm actually surprised guns. Because this is a like medieval type of era, but this is based in like medieval times, which well, Tudor. It's around those. I think more medieval. Yeah, more medieval. So seeing guns, ooh, that's interesting. Literally, that means guns that take out here are very mystical, very high worthy, because back in those days, to get guns and use as very powerful weapons to take it. That's how I'm getting. That's what I get the feel of it, because like I said, Tales of Zestiria is based like in medieval times, so I can see how maybe guns would classify as mystic weapons, you'd say. But no, right from that. Now, like I said, Ender is mainly focused on this episode. Now, we do get, we found out that Ender's brother, called Eisen, he got turned into a dragon. So now I know that people, or seraphims in this case, right now, possibly humans can turn into them as well, but from my understanding, it seems like seraphims can be turned into dragons thanks to this Methodist, I still can't get the news. So this dark aura that goes around, that's in consuming darkness, pretty much it affects seraphims, and seems like they turn into dragons. And once they get turned into a dragon, they usually cannot be saved. They cannot be purified, because usually when any creature gets turned into a heroine, there is a way to purify them to make sure they come back to their normal state. But seems like when they go to full dragon form, it's supposed to be impossible. But Ender, for years, has been trying to, figure out a way to purify her brother, to make sure he turns back into his normal self, no longer being this crazy dragon that's been causing destruction everywhere. But with Zestiria, I still need to get used to his name, but Zendia, he doesn't fully believe there's a way he could save him, and for a while he's been trying to save him is to kill him, because in his eyes, that the only ways to save someone, in his eyes, one of the ways to save someone is, killing someone, because don't forget there are some situations where the best way of saving someone is to kill that person. It might seem cruel, but in a way, it's not, because if you think about it, if this person is dramatic pain, like in so much dramatic or physical pain, that there's no way they can be healed, and they have to always feel it their entire life, what do you think? What do you think is gonna go on? They become mad. They don't want, you don't want them to seem like that. And of course, they themselves don't want them to go through it. They don't want to go through it. And they said, please help me, like all of that. And you know, really there's no other way to get rid of what's going on with them. So if you're going to save them, the best idea is taking them out of their agony. In other words, the best way to make sure that they're out of their agony is make sure they can't feel it anymore. And the only way they can't feel it anymore is, well, they're dead. So the best way is to kill that person. That's the, in a way I can see, like I said, I'm actually going to say this. Some of you might feel that this is very, very bad to think, but in my way of thinking, killing someone to save someone, or save the person you killed, is quite noble. Literally. Some people might feel like, how the fuck is that noble? Killing someone is still wrong. Yes, but yet again no, because you think about it, if you put that burden onto yourself, literally you put that burden onto yourself, you're pretty much, in a way, taking the blame. And you chose to take the blame. Like, if you kill someone, you take the burden and the blame of what you did. And usually that would be the case. With, if you kill someone for a specific reason. And this specific reason, of course, protect or save someone. Now, kinds of people who are villains, who will kill someone, who will kill anyone, the reason why I don't see that as noble, because they do it out of pleasure, or they're just complete idiots, and of course, like I said, they're just doing it for the wrong reasons. But the people who do it for the right reasons, to protect someone, or if they found out their friend is in pain or anything and there's no way else to save them except for killing them, you take the burden of, well, what they're going through. You have to take it and pretty much suffer in their place, you could say. And don't you think, like, even though you will not feel the same thing as he's going through, in a way you end up taking the burden of what you did, and you're somewhat gaining a little bit of what he had, so you would technically take some of the burden, and you pretty much be, of course, blamed for him. You'll pretty much become the, you could say, the catalyst of the burden. You become the catalyst of the burden. So you become, pretty much someone who controls, pretty much you take on the blame for yourself, and you can carry, pretty much you accept it and pretty much go through pain your entire life. Because there's no denying, once you kill someone, you have to always accept the pain and darkness of what goes on around you. Even if the killing is justice or justified, and it makes sense. Even people who commit executions, like legal executions, those kind of people have to accept they're killing someone. No matter what, they're still killing someone. And they know, really, in a way, killing is still wrong. Because of that, even in medieval time, even when execution, it was quite common to see in this world, they still have to accept that kill someone. Of course, the ones who don't fully accept become super mad and engulfed with killing. But the ones who do accept it are the ones who come perfect for the execution role, and plus they accept the burden, and they know they have to be looked down upon by a lot of people, saying you're a bad person. But yet again, you're doing it because you're trying to protect, or doing what you feel like is the person you kill would like to be done, prefer to be done. And of course, execution is a lot different. Like we know, majority of the time, like, people get killed for criminal reasons, except for like a fair few, which is of course not a good idea. But technically, as we take on the blame of killing someone, you're pretty much feeling somewhat what they will be feeling, and you have to accept it. But yet again, you have to overcome it, and yet again, also have to go on living, feeling the pain of killing someone. Now, I know majority of what I'm saying is somewhat diverse, like going away from what that Tales of Zestiria, but it has connection. Now, what mainly what's going on is that as Aizen is a brother and is Endia's brother, she doesn't want him to die. She definitely doesn't want, and she really trying to figure out a way to save her brother. Of course, Zestiria does not like the idea, or doesn't believe there's a way to save, and the only way to save him, of course, get away with his suffering, is to kill him. Which, again, like I said, is noble because you're doing it because you're trying to save them. If you're trying to save them from this pain or the sorrows of them killing people without no particular reason because they're in madness, I feel that's noble. But like I said, he doesn't believe so. He's trying to kill him, so to make sure he's saved. But when Swain came over with Lilia, he noticed what's going on and pretty much promises Endia that he will find a way to save her brother. Now, majority, like I said, and like majority also the rest of this episode was like a battle episode as well. It's like another battle episode between the Aizen the dragon and of course the relationship of her brother, of Endia and her brother. Now, I gotta say, I did feel quite a bit emotional. I felt quite a bit emotional when I saw this. Now, I did not cry because I don't think it got me to the point I could cry. But I did feel a lot of emotion going into the brother and the connection between these two characters. And I got to say, we have no idea how Aizen turned to a dragon. Now, we definitely know what caused him to a dragon. This is Dark Aura. But what makes sure he turned into one, I have no idea. And no one else has no idea either because it's not being revealed yet how he got turned into a dragon. Now, at the end of the episode where Ende decides to make a contract with Swain. She starts to make a contract with Swain so she can give her power to him so he can turn into his shepherd form so he can fight, of course, Helens. Of course, we don't see the transformation in this episode. We see him and Lila's transformation. Like that, again, when we see that, it looks fucking awesome. And Lila and Swain transforms, it looks fucking like a badass. Now, another part of this episode that's only like glimpsed, we got only see a few glimpses on, is that Nickelodeon, he finds what I knew what the weapon the secret weapon he was searching for, and I was right, bow and arrow. Well, bow technically, but bow and arrow. When you say bow and arrow, you're usually in the way you think of pretty much the bow, no matter what. A lot of people, of course. People do still think that bow and arrow means a bow and an arrow, but when people describe bow and arrow, they usually just describe pretty much the bow with the same bow and arrow. So yes, Nickelodeon fires a bow and arrow, and that's like I said, and he tested it out against some heroines that came around. So yeah, and like I said, that part it does not really focus at all. It doesn't really get focused on that much. So I feel like it should have done. We should have got some more focus of how Nickelodeon was trying to find the bow and arrow, but anyway, that's not really much at that point to talk about. But yeah, most of this episode is focused, like I said, on Endia and learning more about her character development, and also about what she's going through right now. And I do feel bad for her that her brother got turned into a dragon. Also learning that Seraphins can get turned into a dragon. Possibility maybe more creatures get turned into dragons. Which, man, that's going to be a big problem. That means possibility humans could get turned to dragons. Which that means there's a possibility you have to kill them to make sure they're, saved. But yeah, and that's all we got to talk about now. Animation quality looks phenomenal as usual. Like, come on. Ufotable always does fucking good animation. No matter what they do, every single episode they watch have fucking good animation. No matter what you say, anybody who denies it, for anybody who does not like Tales of Zestiria or Fate, or any form of anime that's ufotable correct, there's one thing you cannot deny. Ufotable has the best animation quality you will ever see in anime. There's no way. if you do deny it. How how stupid you are. You can deny, like, you don't like the anime in general because of the story, but animation is impossible. Because animation is top notch. But I'm just got to say that. Sorry if I did offend people before I say it, but in a way you are being denied if you just cannot accept that the animation, not the anime, but the animation is fucking good. No matter what. So yeah, and that's all I got to say. Anyway guys, that's my anime review to Tales of Zestiria episode 9. If you guys like it, become Trap fans today. If you guys want to send for ML, go description down below, my address is down, yeah. If you guys like it, come like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye guys!